I look at this thing with Donald Trump and Twitter and all these social media platforms. I look at the way that we know now that the Capitol riots, the insurrection that happened at the U.S. Capitol, was coordinated on social media and on the internet.
Yeah.
And regardless of the fact now that we think that some congressmen gave tours when their tours were not allowed, so that they did it the day before the insurrection so that they could have the layout of the Capitol, which is, boy, if that comes true. But anyway, the point is they use the internet and social media apps to coordinate. And it's really scary. They're talking about having a data-free zone during the inauguration, where no data will be transmitted on phones.
Which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, and mobile phones and data will not be. You will not be able to use them at the inauguration.
Yeah.
Because they're still having the inauguration outside in public.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of death threats. The president always gets death threats, but there's all kinds of threats of violence against capitals across every state.
Yeah.
All 50 states are going to have military presence at their capitals on inauguration day.
Yeah.
And they're talking about turning off your ability to browse the internet and communicate if you're going to go to the inauguration. That's where we are. That's how powerful the internet has become in this country.
Yeah. And you combine a tool like the internet with the human mind, and there's no limit.
It's amazing. Headband Stever is back.
Let's go.
Headband Stever says the internet is a weapon, and there are countries around the world, and his tweet disappears, damn it. He essentially says there are countries around the world who use the internet against their people.
Russia.
And now we're seeing people using the internet against their government.
Yeah.
And I think it's really a thing. Like one of the major conversations is, did Twitter go too far? Private company, but look at Google. Google now is locked down Donald Trump's YouTube account for 7 days.
Yeah.
Until he is out of office. I don't know if they went too far. The knee-jerk reaction when they banned Donald Trump from social media, and when they took his Twitter account away permanently, the knee-jerk reaction for me, and I think a lot of people in this country and in this world, was good. Okay, good. That's need to happen. But as we get more and more into this, I guess the question for me that I really wonder about is it a good thing when you have social media companies like Twitter controlling your ability to communicate?
Yeah, because you don't need Twitter to communicate. It's not a need. It's you can pick up the phone and call somebody.
Yeah.
They're not censoring your ability to call somebody. You know, the freedom of speech, doesn't include in there, hey, your ability to use a private platform.
Yeah.
So I don't have any issue with it. I don't think that I just don't think that there's any significant issue with it. I don't think they're limiting or violating his rights. I just don't see it as an issue. It is a private company on a private platform. The issue is that they're so successful that everybody uses it, so it feels like it should be something that is protected under freedom of speech, and it's not.
Yeah. Yep, and I don't disagree with that. Tehran says, I agree with you. There's no reason to have cell phone service at this inauguration. It's a matter of life and death.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I mean,
totally.
I think it's totally a great move. I think you have a certain responsibility. Obviously, it goes without saying,
Absolutely.
as the government and as the leadership of the country, to not only protect Joe Biden and the government officials, but I think you have a responsibility when you're having an event like an inauguration, a historical event, to protect the people that are coming. And if you have to have a data-free zone to do that, then they should do it, 100%.
Yeah. March says, I didn't know that you were a Devin Booker fan in all the years you lived in Phoenix. Did you ever say that on the radio? Yeah.
Oh, yes, you
yeah,
did.
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
You should listen more. Yes, I'm a huge Devin Booker fan.
Big Book fan. By the way, quick snippet. He's now the best shooting guard in the West. Just putting that out there.
No, I think for sure.
Yeah, after these trades and everything, definitely the best shooting guard in the West now.
I think for sure. Real Fat Jesus says, how about a video tour of the new Monty digs? Perhaps a remote broadcast from your local bar or Shake Shack.
Yeah, problem is we can't go inside.
COVID. I would totally do that.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to roll out more lifestyle stuff. We just haven't yet.
Yeah, I agree. Headband Stever says, it's really difficult to travel this globe as an American. Bless you.
Thank you.
And it's unfortunate that social media has a lot to do with that. Well, there's an interesting question. Did impeaching Donald Trump even serve a purpose? Probably not. Probably not, because yes, Donald Trump was impeached, and
Yeah.
he's the only president in American history to be impeached twice.
Yeah.
He won't be removed from office.
Not for that.
No, thanks to cocaine Mitch McConnell,
Yeah.
who won't bring the Senate back early. I mean, there is still a lot of people have asked, well, why are you going to impeach him? Ooh, we are so late. Why are you going to impeach him? Well, because you don't want him to be able to run for president again.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to impeach him
Yeah.
in the Senate, and I don't think it's possible. I think you would need something like 17 or something. You'd need a ton of Republican senators to come on your side on that, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
But I think the impeachment proved a point. I don't think it has a practical application.
I would agree.
I really don't. And frankly, impeaching him during a Biden administration, I think hurts Joe Biden more than anything. The guy that's screwing you right now is Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, with what he's doing and the like this terrorist designation for Cuba, and we'll talk about that going forward. Less than a week to go in Donald Trump's presidency, by the way.
Yep.
So there you have
It's almost over.
Make sure you find us on all social media, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show, Twitter, Insta, Facebook. Make sure you find our podcast wherever you get a podcast, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. And please, please, please subscribe to our show on YouTube. It really helps us grow the channel. The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button